Hello there everyone, I'm James Merrill of the Popcorn Ready podcast, and today's review will be of Thor, Love and Thunder. This is a 12 rated movie released in 2022 and is an action-adventure superhero film. This film is based on Marvel Comics featuring the main character Thor and is distributed by Walt Disney Studios. It is the sequel to Thor Ragnarok and is the 29th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The director is Taika Waititi. The four main stars in this movie is Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Christian Bale as Gorr, Natalie Portman as Jane Foster, and Tessa Thompson as King Valkyrie. This film ticks a lot of boxes for Marvel and is definitely a family-friendly film. It features a lot of humour and has really good special effects, as you'd expect from this sort of movie. Starting off, Chris Hemsworth does a sterling job reprising his role as Thor, and I thought his character showed a lot of character development and depth. You really see the struggles he's been going through and all the thoughts and demons he's been fighting from his past leading up to his present. I also especially like the love interest in Natalie Portman being back to the franchise. I thought this gave the film a little bit more of an edge. I thought the film was directed well, but for me the middle bit kind of spun a bit too quick towards the end, and it needed a bit more depth in the plot, because it feels like it kind of skips a couple of scenes when they're obviously racing their way to the Shadow Realm near the end. I really liked the start of the film, and I think it's a really good character introduction in the form of Gorr, played by Christian Bale. And to be honest, I would have loved to have seen more of this. I think in that opening 5 minutes you find an awful lot about that particular character and what motivates and drives him, and obviously the pain that character feels. But then after that, really, Bale's performance is very linear. It's just so set up in every scene, and he doesn't really offer anything to the role, as well as obviously the set of characters in the main cast. You almost don't recognise that it is Christian Bale though, which I do quite like. For me, another one of my big disappointments in this film is Tessa Thompson's role. She really is kind of a bit part player in the film, and I think she needed a stronger script and also more character development for herself. I think the film was really missing out on her, because in the previous film Ragnarok, it really does kind of set her up to be a key player in the Thor movies. The one part in the storyline that I really did like is the fact that Thor and his friends seek out help in the form of gods or other superheroes, which I think is pretty realistic and shows they're frightful of what they're facing, which in the other movies is kind of Thor and Loki running straight on headlong into battle without a care in the world. I really like Russell Crowe's cameo in Thor Love and Thunder, but I don't know whether it was a good acting performance or not. I really do like the new weapon though in the lightning bolt coming to the fray, and I think that adds a new dimension to Love and Thunder, especially as Natalie Portman has Mjolnir and he has his trusty axe. My biggest pet peeve in Love and Thunder is definitely the script in the form of the humour and the jokes. Again, Marvel loves some cheesy one-liners in a lot of their films, but for me, this movie was plagued with it, more so than any of the others that I can remember. I really liked Ragnarok and is definitely my favourite in all the Thor films, and I was really excited that I thought Love and Thunder could be something slightly different, but again add to the franchise and the films. But for me, it just misses that mark because of those few things. As well as other little things, like for instance, Gorr the God Butcher, as he is so called, has his main weapon, which just so happens to be a sword. But why couldn't he have had multiple weapons fighting Thor and Jane and all the other characters. That would have been a lot more exciting. We also don't really figure out or get to know how powerful the shadow monsters kind of are that Gorr can kind of summon whenever he so wishes, which I think is a bit disappointing. Anyhow, on to my ratings. So for me, Love and Thunder is a mixed bag review. I'm giving this a 5.7 out of 10. As always, thank you for listening, and please remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.